You wanna be involved and know what's going on. Then you wanna see the show and Omowale. Watch the show so you can see just how conscious you can be. Be informed and raise the bar. All the news from near and far. Go ahead, you might as well. Watch it, then you run and tell. Watch the show so you can see just how conscious you can be. You wanna be involved and know what's going on. Then you wanna see the show and Omowale. The show and Omowale. The show and Omowale. The show and Omowale. The show and Omowale.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Homer Wiley.
That's Omowale.
Whatever.
The po-po went loco and killed another bro, yeah. For those of you who don't understand jargon of this nature, let me break it down for you in words you will understand. The police have killed another defenseless, unarmed black man. And just as with that situation in the Gaza Strip this week, where the Israelis have killed innocent children in school bombings, the only ones shocked at such a racist occurrence are the ones victimized. You would think that after Rodney King, we would have learned something, but then again, why would we? This is the same country, after all, where people still believe Columbus discovered America and the president was born in Kenya. Right, Mr. Trump? I wonder if you have to show your birth certificate to appear on The Apprentice. Black men have been publicly slaughtered and brutalized since our arrival here on slave ships over 4 centuries ago. Let's look at this historically and try to put things in perspective. In pre-colonial America, black men were tied to trees and savagely beaten, publicly hanged, and tortured, while white America watched with amusement. Of course, things have changed since then. Now white America has to pay to see such things in Quentin Tarantino movies. Congrats on that Oscar for Django, Quentin. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. There's nothing in the world more entertaining than watching a dark-skinned slave killing his white oppressors just so that he can get to his light-skinned with good hair slave wife. But then again, that makes perfect sense to me. What decent, self-respecting black slave will go through all that trouble just to get to Lupita Nyong'o? And didn't you just love 12 Years a Slave? Tell me, what's more gratifying than seeing a theater full of white folks chomping on popcorn while watching British actors portraying black American slaves being savagely beat, publicly hanged, and tortured?
Yeah.
Except maybe Lupita Nyong'o being on the top 10 best dressed list. Don't you just love seeing a well-dressed slave walking the red carpet? Love that Dior gown, girlfriend. You better work. But, of course, this fascination with white folk killing and torturing black men continued well past pre-colonial times, especially after the invention of the camera. Who could ever forget this famous photo taken right here in our own state of Nebraska? I can't wait for the movie version. Can't you just see Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio playing the guys, and third from the right on the back row, that would be them? Clint Eastwood directing, Tarantino writing the screenplay, and Samuel L. Jackson playing the child slave. Wrong pick, Vado. Thank you. I smell Oscar. But this kind of heinous treatment hasn't just been reserved for black men. In 1947, George Stinney, a 14-year-old black boy, was executed in South Carolina for allegedly killing 2 white girls. Here's how it went down. Stinney was arrested on suspicion of murdering Betty June Beneker, age 11, and Mary Emma Timms, age 8, on March 3rd, 1944. Now, the girls had disappeared while out riding their bicycles looking for flowers. When the girls didn't return, search parties were organized with hundreds of volunteers. The bodies of the girls were found the next morning in a ditch filled with muddy water. Both had suffered severe head wounds. Following Stinney's arrest, Stinney's father was fired from his job, and Stinney's parents and siblings were given the choice of A, leaving town, or B, being lynched. Well, guess which one they chose? The family was forced to flee, leaving George Stinney with no support during his 81-day confinement and trial. The entire trial, including jury selection, took 1 day. The jury at Stinney's trial consisted entirely of white people, of course. Other than the testimony of the 3 police officers at trial, prosecutors called 3 inconsequential witnesses: the man who discovered the bodies of the 2 girls and the 2 doctors who performed the post-mortem examination. Stinney's counsel didn't call any witnesses. Trial presentation lasted 2.5 hours. The jury took 10 minutes to deliberate, after which they returned with a guilty verdict. The execution of George Stinney was carried out by Old Sparky at Central Correctional Institution in Columbia, South Carolina, on June 16, 1944, at 7:30 p.m. Now get this. Stinney walked to the execution chamber with a Bible under his arm, which he later used as a booster seat in the electric chair. The state's adult-sized face mask didn't fit him. As he was hit with the first 2,400-volt surge of electricity, the mask covering his face slipped off, revealing his wide-open, tearful eyes and saliva coming from his 14-year-old mouth. After 2 more jolts of electricity, the boy was dead. From the time of the murders until Stinney's execution, exactly 81 days had passed. South Carolina lawyers Steve McKenzie, Ray Chandler, and Matt Burgess are supporting a guy named George Frierson in an attempt to obtain a posthumous pardon, if not a complete judicial exoneration for Stinney. Frierson is a historian who came across the case in 2004 while doing historical research. McKenzie, in an interview in 2011, said he has no doubt this case was an injustice. He said that the lack of preserved evidence made clearing Stinney's name difficult. But he hoped that the affidavits of 3 new witnesses, one of which would provide an alibi, would be enough to reopen the case. Why is Mr. Frierson so committed to righting this wrong? Well, let me tell you. The family of the man who really bludgeoned and dumped the bodies of the girls have come forward and said that the real culprit confessed on his deathbed and that they just can't live with the guilt. But of course, there were other young black boys who received the same fate of being publicly murdered by white men with no justice. Emmett Till, Michael Donald, Trayvon Martin, and Jonathan Farrell, just to name a few. When, I ask, are we going to stop seeing racism as an individualist phenomenon and start seeing racism as systemic, institutionalized, and epistemologically embedded? But I bet you are probably asking, what are black people doing about all of this? Well, we are on top of it, baby. In typical Negro fashion, the idea of institutional racism is not even considered as the culprit here. Like most white Americans, black folks see these events as a problem with racists as opposed to racism. So, what have black people done to solve the problem of institutionalized white racism in America and to make sure no more young black men are slaughtered by brainwashed cops who don't understand that they are working from a system of institutionalized white privilege? We made sure Donald Sterling sold the LA Clippers to another white man for $2 billion. That'll teach those racists. Take it away, Vado. Our guest on tonight's show has kind of sort of been here before. He performed with another legendary Omaha rap artist, Teezy, on one of my previous broadcasts. But he's here tonight on his own, standing on his own, and in his own right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the Hip Hop Artist of the Year, Best Male Artist, Best New Artist, Brother Merk.
How you doing?
Merk, thanks for coming to the show, man.
Yep.
I see you got some hardware over here. Could we?
Yeah.
Tell us about these awards you got right here.
These is Omaha Hip Hop Awards. You know, I won these, at the Hip Hop Awards 2013, 2014. You know, just hard work, dedication, and continuous put out music, and this what came out of it.
Man, that is phenomenal. Now, I know it's like very competitive because a lot of guys want to be recognized like this. How is it that you're such a young brother, man, you're 24?
Yeah.
So how did you get to the point where you went above, I'm not gonna call names, I wanna call names, but how did you get above certain rappers in the city and win this top award like that?
Well, basically, I just put my hard work into it, and it was a lot of people, like, far as fans, kids, and people like that looked up to me, so it just brought a lot of attention to me, and from being in the streets as I grew up, I had a lot of friends and stuff like that who was bagging me up, so the support, it was just basically support from the city, that's all it was, that helped me get to where I'm at right now.
Well, you mentioned growing up in the streets. Now, my understanding is you have a pretty interesting story to tell.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
Wherever you want me to start.
Now, well, let's start. Now, I was just doing a monologue, and you saw where this little young boy, George Stinney, was executed in the electric chair at age 14.
Right.
Now, at age 15, just a year later than that, life kind of started for you.
Right.
What happened?
Well, as a youngin', it was a lot of people that I grew up with that influenced me to the streets that I looked up to. I had 4 older brothers, and with their involvement and their friends, I was looking up to a lot of people that was in the streets. So as I grew up, that's what I knew. So when I turned 15, I was deep into it already, so that's when I had went to jail, the first time I went to jail as a juvenile.
15?
Yep.
And what was that for?
It was for high-speed chase. I was on a high-speed chase with the police. I had a firearm in the car.
Okay.
So I went on a high-speed chase, and the chase ended up in a crash, So as I got caught, I went down to the juvenile, and I was in there for about 2 or 3 months. I came home on house arrest. That's when I came home on house arrest, and after house arrest, it was probation.
Right.
You know, and then after you do probation, you know, you still got to check in due to like mentors for being so young and the community and stuff like that and people trying to help you out. I
Right.
still had to check in to, you know, mentors and stuff like that. So it was just a lot of people that helped me, but at the same time, I was influenced, you know, by people that I looked up to.
Right. Well, now I'm sure this is not going to come as news to you. A lot of people think that young black men like you, especially young black men who rap, you're nothing but thugs, you know, criminal people. Your life is for the most part meaningless. How would you respond to that, given your own life story, man?
That's not true. I mean, it's a lot of rappers that didn't grow up in that type of environment, you know, but it's a lot of people that really grew up in that environment that don't know nothing else but that environment, you know. So the things that they see is what they know. You know, a lot of people come up in a good neighborhood, you know, say they'll do good. So a lot of people that come up in a negative neighborhood and that's all they see, then when they grow up, that's all they know, you know.
Gotcha.
So it's a lot of stuff that I seen as a youngin' that I took in and I put it in my raps. It could be some stuff that I didn't do, but it could be something that I done seen other people do.
Right.
So it'd be like stories that I write and tell and stuff like that. So it's just basically you know, a lot of people can say that rappers is just negative, but it could be, you know, I can be writing about the next person's story, you know, and stuff like that. It don't be all rappers is negative and stuff. You know, I rap stuff that I seen and stuff that I've been through based on my life, you know, so.
Well, now at 15, you had another pretty big moment, didn't you?
15, yep, I made my daughter around that time.
Okay, I mean,
my daughter.
That would seem to me that would be something you wouldn't forget too easily.
Yeah,
okay, Well, tell me something about that, a child at 15.
Yeah.
Give me some background to help me understand how this.
Well, I grew up fast. I grew up fast. I was already advanced at the age of 15. You know, I was already advanced. I already knew, you know, the older guys in the neighborhood. I was already attached to the older guys in the neighborhood. I was never hanging with kids my age.
Right.
You know, I was already of age, you know.
Right.
So,
but you obviously weren't able to be a father to this child then, right?
No, not really. But with street activities, I was.
You mean in terms of how you were able to take care of her?
Yep.
So, but she was living with her mother.
Right.
And then when was your next child born?
I say when I was 17.
17, okay.
Yep.
And what was this child?
This is my junior, my son.
Okay.
So when I had my son, it was planned. You know, it was something that I wanted.
Oh yeah, like meet me Friday night.
Yeah. It was something that I wanted, you know. So with my son coming, I was at 17. You know, from 15, I felt like I was already of age. You know, hanging with older people and stuff like that. But at 17, I felt like I was the older person.
Now how many kids do you have in all?
4.
So there are 4 in all.
Yep.
Now you know I hate to be like nitty gritty, but it's the Omowale Show. So now you know everybody want to know how many baby mamas are involved. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. So we got 4 kids and like how many baby mamas?
I got all different baby mamas.
Okay, all right.
I got all different baby mamas.
I ain't judging.
I mean, it's just life, you know. I grew up a hard life, you know.
Yeah.
I grew up fast, like I said. I'm 24 now.
Yeah.
You know, and I done been through anything you can imagine. I done been shot, you know, stabbed, all type of stuff. So.
And you've been to
penitentiary?
prison?
Yep, I've been in penitentiary. You know, I done been through a whole lot of stuff that you would think you would never imagine, you know.
But you've obviously cleaned your life up.
Yeah.
And so your message in your music is to young people, just because you grew up in a certain environment doesn't mean you have to stay there.
Right.
And let me tell you, just for the record, man, so you know I'm keeping it real. I grew up in the project in Mobile, Alabama. My sister got pregnant when she was 14. She got pregnant again when she was 16, and she was dead at 19. Right. My brother was a lifelong heroin addict. I can remember being at home and my house getting shot up. So I don't want to come off like, you know, I'm trying to put you on the hot seat. I want to be very clear. That was my life too.
Yep.
So listen, tell me a little bit about the song you're going to be performing today.
Well, it's issues. It's based on a lot of stuff that I went through and the issues that I go through. You know, I go through issues like, you know, as far as baby mamas, you know, police, you know, deaths with friends in the neighborhood. I just got a whole bunch of issues, and I released it on this track, and that's what it is.
Well, it sounds like a really good movie for me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do something sort of like what Eminem did with Detroit. 8
The
Mile.
8 Mile? Yeah.
We'll call it Ames. So, up the BP. But listen, I want you to perform for us tonight, okay?
Yeah.
So why don't you get ready? Ladies and gentlemen, we're now going to have this incredible young man. You just heard this incredible story. He's going to perform a song. It's called Issues. And we're really, really looking forward to hear how he has managed to translate his life into something beautiful and artistic. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Murray.
Niggas was going through so much shit, man. Talk about they be shutting the nigga shows down and shit. Nigga can't even get no money like he want to, you hear me? Nigga can't even rock like he want to. I'm talking about niggas be sending bomb threats to my shows and shit.
I go through some issues, don't know what I've been through. So many want me dead and in the coffin. I go through some issues, don't know what I've been through. So maybe you should listen when I'm talking. I go through some issues. I go through some issues. And you don't know what I've been through. Know what I've been through. I said I go through some issues. Wake me up, feel like I'm dreaming. All these fans and all these kids screaming. I'm still running from the demon. I can't seem to break even. He want me dead, huh? He want a bullet in my head, huh? He want me running from the feds, huh? That's what they said, huh? Put one in his dreads, huh? It's life though. I swear to God it ain't right though. Soon as the lights go, man down. I like some issues, don't know what I've been through. So many want me dead and in the coffin. I go through some issues, don't know what I've been through. So maybe you should listen when I'm talking. I go through some issues. I go through some issues. And you don't know what I've been through. Know what I've been through. I said I go through some issues. And it hurt worse when they put him in the dirt, he on the shirt. But I can wear it, and then they shot and say I couldn't wear it at the shirt like I got you, my nigga. God was right with ya. I look at our pictures, I wish I was with ya. I'm sorry, my nigga. In my own city, shut my show down. And my own homies want my whole now. What's the definition of hold down? And all my rivals don't click up, I guess they bold now. I go through some issues, don't know what I've been through. So many want me dead and in the coffin. I go through some issues, don't know what I've been through. So maybe you should listen when I'm talking. I go through some issues. I go through some issues. And you don't know what I've been through. Know what I've been through. I said I go through some issues. I got niggas that can't walk, homies dead, homies that can't see, and homies in the fed. It's a shame how the hood changed. Nigga disrespect you for some hood fame. We all we got. So charge that shit. We ain't gotta speak again, but let's all get rich. We all one click, let's put the bullshit to the side. Right now you niggas hating and doing it from the side while I'm playing. Get involved, nigga. I got my back against the wall, nigga. I'm standing tall, nigga. With or without you, I'm a ball, nigga. I go through some issues, don't know what I've been through. So many want me dead and in the coffin. I go through some issues, don't know what I've been through. So maybe you should listen when I'm talking. I go through some issues. I go through some issues. And you don't know what I've been through. Know what I've been through. I said I go through some issues.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Merc. Even an OG like me knows that that was some good music we just heard. Brilliant, young brother. And I'm so glad to hear your message. I think that what Merc has to say is going to alter people's perceptions of the power of rap music. Let me remind you, in case you don't know, you're watching The Omowale Show. It comes on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. on Channel 22 Cox Cable. You can also go to YouTube and just type in The Omowale Show, and you can see any episode you like. May I remind you that on November 1st, 2014, you get to see the kid live at the Orpheum Theater at 7 p.m. That's November 1st, 2014, at the Orpheum Theater right here in beautiful downtown Omaha. Please get your tickets. They're on sale now. And these Calvin Klein and Hugo Boss suits cost a brother. So please get out there and get your tickets. I want to say good night to Chantrice. You know who you are, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again real soon. Good night, everybody, and thanks for watching The Omowale Show.
Watch your show so you can see just how conscious you can be. You wanna be informed.